So welcome to our home.
So we've been living full-time in our 2018 Grand Design Imagine 2600 RB for 2 years now. We thought we'd take this opportunity to take you guys on a walkthrough, show you a little bit of Jenny, our camper, and how she's held up over the past 2 years.
So it has probably never been cleaner, so we thought we'd take this opportunity and show you guys around.
Since we lived in it, I mean, knew it was probably cleaner, but you know. Alright, so one of the reasons we loved this camper, there's a lot, and you'll hear us say that a lot through this whole video, but one of the reasons was the pass-through. It doesn't have the fancy latch, but it does have a magnet to hold it open, very nice. It's a disaster. It is lived in full time, but this pass-through, I could fit like probably 6 of me in there maybe, but this pass-through is very big. It's open, this far open the entire way through. There are some hookups on the other side that kind of block a little bit of it, but otherwise it's wide open all the way through. We can fit a large tote, as you can see we do, through this. Mike was a deer and cleaned it out recently, so we'll show you some of that footage to show you how big it actually is. Alright, on the front here we have two 20-pound propane tanks, nice little cover that goes over them. We have lost one of the latches, but we've never lost the top. 2 years in, pretty good. We also have two deep cycle batteries with their own little covers and cases. Never had any issues with them or with boondocking with them. Let's go around the side, check out the other side of the pass-through. Other side of the pass-through, same way. Locks here, flips open, magnetic latch, full of junk. Inside we have all of the hookups and stuff here. So we've got a plug-in if you want to run any lines from here. We've got our cable hookups. We've got a battery disconnect, which is nice to have. Also freshwater tank, water hookup. We have upgraded our pressure regulator a little bit. Quick connect for an outside shower. You can do hot and cold. Never tested that, so can't speak to it too much. Also got this little flap here to keep the critters out. And then something we didn't mention on the other side, this has lights on the inside, which is really nice because it is a big pass-through. And one of them is motion detected, so you can leave it on all the time, and then when you pop it open in the middle of the night, because inevitably you've forgotten something, the light will come on. There's also a switch in here for the lights on the front of the camper. Very nice LCD lights. We like those especially when we're sitting outside at night in boondocking type areas. It's really bright. It's also wired for Solar Connect, but we've never done that. Hopefully in the future we will, but it's nice to know it's wired and ready for it. Alright, one slide on the 2600 RB. Tank-wise, there are two gray tanks, but the first gray tank is in front of the tires. That goes to the kitchen sink. Second gray tank, you can see the valve right here. That goes to the shower and the bathroom sink. Also the black tank, I'm not touching it with my bare hands, but it's right there. That's the valve. Here is this Stinky Slinky Connect. That's the technical term. If you notice, our connection looks a little different. We're actually mooch docking at the time. Right now we've actually got it hooked up to just trickle gray water into the septic. Whole different setup when you're actually getting out the black tank. There's also a nice tank flush valve here, very useful to clean out your sensors in your black tank, which is very necessary in this camper. That's about it for the outside. The only other things I would mention would be we do have a full walkable roof with a ladder on the back. Very nice. Didn't know that wasn't standard on a lot of campers when we got ours. Also the bumper's hollow. I think that's standard in most campers, so we put our Stinky Slinky in there. The only other thing on the back of the camper, pretty important, the shoreline hookup. This is a 30 amp camper. The shoreline hookup is in the back. That has worked out pretty well for us at every campground we've stayed at. Now let's head inside and have Mike give us the inside tour.
Well, come on in. Welcome, welcome. So we're gonna start right here with the living area. We have the theater seats, which both have recliners on each side. So you can recline. This has a setting on here for light, massage, heat, heat's a little much, but you know, it's kind of nice to have when it's cold out. Next to the theater seats, we have 2 USB ports right here so we can charge our phones, cameras, things of that nature. In the middle here, you have extra storage for remotes. Anything electronic fits in there nicely. So we're going to take you over to the dining area. We have the U-shaped dinette. I think in this model it also came with freestanding table dinette, but we have the U-shaped dinette. On either side you have storage, and storage goes all the way to the back. And then you have access to get in here too by lifting up this plywood. You can get right into it. In the middle and the back here you also have an ottoman. This ottoman actually is removable, so you can set it at the end of the table if you have a bunch of people over, or you can use it at the end of the couch or anything like that. We put extra blankets in there and pillows. And then this table folds down and these pillows move around, and this turns into a very mediocre overnight bed. We've had plenty of people who have mildly complained about how uncomfortable it is, but it is a nice option to have if you are expecting people to come over. I think the guy that sold it to us, what did he call it? A perfect in-law bed, because you were sure that they wouldn't stick around for very long. Alright, so we're going to take you into the bedroom. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the queen bed. So this unit comes with a queen bed frame. The first thing that we did was upgrade this queen mattress. So this is a Serta queen mattress. It's a full mattress. It's not an RV queen. So this is one of the best things that we've done so far. Underneath the mattress, this lifts up and you have storage underneath. This has hydraulics on it, which is super nice, especially since we upgraded the mattress and it's heavier than the original. Because this will hold this mattress up while you're going in there and organizing your things. And it just pulls right back down. So right next to the bed on my side, I have my side of the closet. There's a closet bar that runs all the way across for hanging clothes, but we've actually put in these 3-tier shelves. These are like plastic, I think Plano brand shelves that we've cut the bottoms off. And I've put my socks, underwear, t-shirts, and pants in this closet. And then up above here, I have my heavier clothes for like the winter months. So I got my sweaters, long sleeve shirts, big socks, stuff like that on my side. Underneath the closet has a sliding drawer that goes all the way back. And then underneath the drawer, right next to Callie's bed, is a 110 outlet, and there's also 2 USB ports here as well for plugging your phone in. So that's perfect for boondocking, so I can make sure that my electronics are still charged. Also say right next to the bed there's an emergency exit. So this actually pushes out, and then you pull this lever to release the screen if there's ever a fire or anything. Steph has the same on her side, but I will note that there is no USB port on that side. So if we're boondocking, we have to plug both phones in over here, which is perfectly fine. And I've installed this TV up here. It's on a swivel mount. We take it down when we're driving because we don't want any accidents to happen. You can see my new baby over here. This is my birthday gift from Steph. So this thing is perfect for a small space, especially like we have here. It is on the pricier side, but I would recommend getting something similar to that, especially if you're living full-time in here, because you want something that's small enough, quiet enough, and stuff like that. We've also upgraded the lights in here, so those run off 12 volt as well, so if we're boondocking. And these have a color switch on them for reading, so these go blue and they use very little electricity, and then just long press it for a full light. Above the bed there's also a vent. In the bedroom there isn't a fan in this unit, but it is nice to get that cross ventilation in here as well. So the door in the bedroom just pops off like that, and then it has a magnet actually that connects to this little metal plate here, and it's been really nice noticing. See you later. Bye.
Well, see you later.
So there's that. All right, so come into the kitchen and I'll show you around in here. So right here, right off the sink, I'm just gonna talk about this. This actually flips up and locks, so you have a little bit more counter space. Now when the slide comes in, you can't have this up, but this is nice to extend your space. So I usually put like my Instant Pot there if I'm cooking, and then I can still have all this space here, and the trash can fits right underneath there. So this sink is super nice. It comes with this cutting board too that fits right in there to cover when you're driving. But this has a retractable head, and then it switches to that mode. Got an outlet here. Underneath the sink, you have tons of storage here. Another shelf in there. And that goes all the way back to the wall, so you have plenty of space. Right above the sink, another cabinet. We keep our coffee filters, Tupperware, all that's up there. And then to the right of the sink up top here is another cabinet. And we have opted to get these soft-sided organizer baskets here. We keep a lot of our breakables in here, so when we're driving, we don't really have to worry too much about that. And it keeps everything nice and organized. I got my coffee pot, and I've got most of the utilities that I use every day right here. Utensils. I said utilities. I have most of the utensils that I use every day right here on top. Easy access. It also keeps them out of the drawer, so I have room for other junk that I don't need. But I have the junk drawer here. Again, I have these soft-sided baskets to keep everything nice and neat. So we've got our towels, stuff like that right in there. Another drawer there, we keep our Ziplocs in. And then more utensils that we rarely use. That needs better organized.
It needs purged.
Yeah, it needs purged. But it is nice to have. We got the 3-burner stove here. This is the Furrion model. I know they kind of switch it up a little bit from the dealers. But the little easy bake oven comes in handy though. And then a real nice deep drawer here that we keep all our pots and pans in. This has a little LED switch on it that glows blue. This also turns on your oven light, so you can actually see what you're baking in there. It's got the range hood, it's got a fan and light switch here. Regular microwave. Above the microwave, I really like this, they put a spice rack cabinet up here. So as you can see, it is very well organized. Everything is just super easy to find, alphabetically ordered. I'm joking, of course.
Yeah, super easy for short people to reach too.
Okay, so we have our refrigerator here. It's got a nice big space here. It's got actually plenty of room. We've gotten so used to having a smaller fridge now that it's not even a big deal. So this runs off of your regular 30 amp Shoreline, or it can switch over to propane. And if you're running off propane, we found that it actually doesn't use that much propane, and it hasn't even been an issue in the past when we've been using it. So it's actually really effective on propane. Underneath the fridge, we've got another little cabinet. I keep my camera stuff in here and some water bottles. And then underneath this drawer actually slides out. Now, when we bought it, they actually had turned this into a little dog bowl cabinet. So it has your water and food for your dogs. We didn't have Callie then, so we just took the bowls out and used it for extra storage. But there again, this is another space right here that they could have just done nothing with, that they've actually done something with. So
We've seen a lot of people turn that into a wine rack.
Yeah.
I really like that idea.
So right next to the fridge here, you got the entertainment center. So these come standard with a 32-inch LCD TV, and this has a nice TV mount that swivels out. I've got my PlayStation up there. You got your hookups, your cable hookups, your antenna, which is right behind Steph, and then another outlet here for your TV or like a DVD player. Like I say, I have a PlayStation here. We've got a radio. This is Bluetooth enabled too, so you can play music off your phone. We've had a little bit of trouble with that in the past, but it's fine now. It also takes DVDs if you want to watch, and then I've got it rigged up where it'll play through these speakers. The speaker system is actually enabled through this. It'll play it inside, and then there's 2 speakers on the outside too. So if we're grilling out, we'll turn on the radio and listen to music outside too, which is really nice. So underneath the TV, 2 more big pantry style cabinets. On this side, there's actually another hanging rod here, and this actually comes out so you can hang coats or pants or anything that you want to do with that. We've opted to leave that in, so we have all our extra food. I've got Callie's dog food down here, and then on the left side, 3 tiers, and then we've opted to add this on, this little sliding drawer, which is perfect because we found that you're always reaching into the back. So we put our canned goods, got some tortillas in there, all that stuff.
Making me hungry.
Also worth noting, another space here. This goes all the way to the wall, so this is perfect for a DVD player, or we have our DVDs back there. Anything that you might want under the TV. This is another really big space. Underneath the cabinet, you have your fuse box. So all your fuses are real handy right there. Very well marked, and then it has instructions and stuff like that if anything was to go wrong. I will also say that the fuse box has a small fan, so if you buy this unit and you're not used to it, that fan will kick on occasionally. Don't worry, it's perfectly normal, but that's something that we didn't know. So I'm going to show you the bathroom. This is one of the reasons why we bought this unit, because this bathroom is so big. I can actually be in the shower while Steph's getting ready for bed, and there's plenty of space for both of us in here. You got your sink, nothing special about the sink. Right above the sink on either side here, it's got a shelf, and that shelf goes all the way back here, so you got plenty of space for all your stuff. Underneath the sink is this huge space. Not well organized like a lot of our stuff, but it's got enough room for several rolls of toilet paper.
Rolls of pandemic toilet paper.
Next to it, you got another really deep drawer, and we've organized this again with those soft-sided totes. So there's a his and hers, and in the back here, there's another hers.
He's not wrong.
We have this little dehumidifier, which has really come in handy in the bathroom because we've noticed that it just tends to hold moisture. You got a foot flush toilet, and behind the toilet you've got 4 shelves, which have come in really handy too, for towels, hair dryer, more toilet paper in case you need a lot of toilet paper.
27 rolls.
And then I have a hair trimmer up there. And then we have the shower. And the shower is really good size. Then it has the skylight here too, which adds a few more inches. For people who are really tall, this would still work out really well, I think. I'm 5'10", so I fit in here really well. This has a hand spray shower head, and that's got 2 corner shelves in it as well. Upgrades that we've done, we've just put 3M hooks in here for our towels and our loofahs. And then I bought this shower head, which was just a cheap shower head off Amazon, but that's been really nice because the shower head that comes with it stock isn't very good. The bathroom door works just like the bedroom door, except it doesn't have a magnet on it. So this doesn't lock at all, which isn't a huge deal for us because there's just 2 of us. But that is worth noting for people who have kids or anything like that that always come knocking. We've put this map in this dead space. So we use this if we go on road trips or if we're planning out our next stop. This is perfect because we can see things right here in front of us. So another thing that we've upgraded is we put this little whiteboard in here. So if we need to have a short grocery list or if we want to write each other silly little notes, we put it up here. But one thing that we try to do every time we go to a new spot is we write the address on here. So if something were to happen or if we're getting a delivery or need to order something, we put the address right up here. And then we know exactly where we're at. Underneath here I've put a little key ring thing in here. So this has been nice because we were hanging our keys on this and then there's less space for more junk. So now we have more space for more things. This is the convenience center. This runs your lights on the inside. There's LED lights under the awning on the outside as well here. The water pump and your water heater. Underneath here we have the switch for the slide and the awning as well. And then all your sensors for your battery, fresh water, black tank, gray water too. This is also really nice that they've added this space behind the TV because you can never have enough space for junk, guys. It's all about more junk space. So this has got 3 coat hooks here that we hang bags on as well. And underneath that, they've actually put a shoe rack in here. Now I've cut this top part out and made it a little bigger and added a shelf. But I think originally when we bought it, it was, what would you say, maybe that tall? Yeah. So it was a really good size, but we just decided to cut this part off and then I added a shelf for more shoes. So just a couple things that I didn't mention before. All the lights in the ceiling here are LED. There's also vents in the ceiling for the AC. There are no vents on the floor in this unit, which is really nice. So your heat vents are in the wall, your AC vents are in the ceiling. No vents on the floor, which makes cleaning really easy too. Also in the bedroom is your thermostat, so you can operate the AC, your heat, just your fans, your regular fans from the AC as well, right here on the wall, which is perfect for us. A couple more things that's worth mentioning is there's a vent here in the kitchen that has a fan, one in the bathroom as well, but those come in really handy, especially when you're boondocking or if you don't want to run your AC. Or maybe if Steph's in here, you know, say Steph's in here cooking bacon or something like that, or just naturally burning everything that she cooks, you can just open up the vent and the smoke just goes right out.
I would defend myself, but he's not wrong.
Well, thanks for joining along as we showed you our house, our 2018 Grand Design Imagine 2600 RB. If you guys have any questions, throw those down below. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing, and we'll see you all next time.